welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto channel. We are live. Sorry, I got food in my mouth. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me go. I'm sorry. The countdown got ahead of me. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. We are live. We are live. We are live. Bitcoin moving down. I am short. I'm double short. I am short from 73.5, which was given to you in advance and in real time as I took it. This was several days ago. I'm still short from that. I've closed about 50% of that trade. About 55% of this trade. We've realized about $3,000 profit on that. And I am short this morning from 70,000, I think 560, about 70,006, somewhere in there. So I gave you this trade this morning. I'll let you know in real time in the Anthony Lee Crypto Group. I just took a scalp short from 70,650. I have already realized profit. I know I took profit really quickly on this, but I don't care. I took profit really quickly. I covered my drawdown. So it is a risk-free trade. So yeah, I could have made more if I waited to TP now or possibly TP later, but I don't care because I am short from here. So anything I get here is just extra. So we are short. Let's see who's here. Let's see who's here. I kind of threw this together. I'm just getting back from the gym, guys, and we're getting that move down that we called for this morning. So I got something new to show you guys today. Let's see. I think I've got my chat fixed too. Let me try it out. I know it's a little, I haven't had a chance to finagle it, but I think I got it fixed. Let's see who's here. See if I can get them to pop up. Carrie Benz, good morning. Hopefully you guys can see that. I want to make it a little more transparent, so I can mess with the opacity and the colors and stuff. But point is, I think I got these text fixed. They should be popping up on the screen. I'm trying to look on another screen. There they are. Carrie Benz, what's up? Johnny number 5, morning crew. Max, what's up? Death Cross, baby. Yes, we're going to talk about the Death Cross. Salt Chain made it. Salt Chain. You got the shield. I see the shield. Salt Chain, the new mod. Shoot, what did Thanos call you yesterday? Salt mod, salt the mod, salt. Gosh, I can't remember. I've already, my mind, I swear. Hawkborn, what's up? All right, guys, we are short. Anybody else take this short this morning? Put a 1 in the chat or let me know how your trade's going if you took the short. I'm short. Up about $600 right now. Up about 600 bucks. Oops. Carrie Benz is short. Nice, bro. Carrie Benz is short. Johnny number 5 is short. Max says, I'm short this morning with you from 70,664. Nice. You got a better entry than I do. TP1 for 190. Guaranteed winner. Good job, brother. Salt Chain is short. Everybody's short. Everybody in the ALC crew took the short this morning. Good job, guys. Good job. I liked what I saw. Let's look at our fractal here. So as you can see, the fractal, I believe we are, and again, for the 1,000th time, this doesn't have to go day for day, exact percentage for exact percentage, right? But the point is the structure of the fractal remains, okay? And it has not deviated the entire freaking time. This fractal has not deviated from this at all. I understand this little candle here, this percentage candle drop may be lower than this, but the point is this candle here took out the low that was set from the bounce. This candle here took out the low that was set from the bounce. So the structure remains, okay? So we should be here, okay? We've already come down. We've had our big swoop up to take the high, right? We came down here, big swoop up to take the high. Now we're in this little dead cat bounce kind of area. And you see the kind of descending resistance line. And that is exactly what you got last time. So we kind of fully expected this move back up today to this line, but I was very confident. Number one, we had divergences on the chart. Coming up in the key resistance, we hit into the Fibonacci golden pocket. We may have even come to the 702. But I know we came into the golden pocket. That is where I took the short, and we also came into this descending resistance line, same as we did last cycle in the fractal in this area. Okay, so I like the trade. I took the trade. We're up $600 right now on that trade from this morning. Let's see. Salt Chain says, oops, wrong screen. Salt Chain says, I got in a bit late, but ready for a Babylon 2.0. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, guys. We do have 8:30 coming up. We might go look for a trade this morning, although I am already in my trade. We did have some news this morning. Let's take a look at the news, and I want to tell you, news initial jobless claim came in bearish, okay? Bearish jobs report. However, take a look at tomorrow, guys. Take a look at tomorrow. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time since I've seen this many major, and I do mean major reports scheduled for one day. So you should expect big volatility tomorrow, okay? You've got Q4 GDP. That is huge. You've got PCE, you've got durable goods, and you have the JOLTS job report tomorrow. All of them tomorrow. Most of these are at 7:30 Central Standard Time. And then you have the JOLTS job at 9. So you could see reactions from these, and then again, all that could reverse or be reinforced with the JOLTS, depending on how all these come in tomorrow. But expect big volatility. And I went out on a limb. We're expecting a move down, a big dump down, sub 60K, right? We're expecting a sub 60K dump, right? We are at that point in the fractal. Okay, now I definitely don't think it all comes in one day. Okay, I don't think we get a 10, 15% move in one day. This took several days to play out last time. But I do think one way or the other tomorrow, based upon these reports, I believe the fractal is going to play out. So I think the initiation of the dump down starts tomorrow, or the invalidation. If this is not going to play out, I think the invalidation starts tomorrow. We break out. Either way, I think we start. We don't necessarily break down all the way sub 60K tomorrow, but I think we start the breakdown tomorrow, or we start the breakout tomorrow. One of the two comes tomorrow. You heard it here, folks. I'm calling for it. The breakout or breakdown tomorrow. Again, I'm not saying we fully break down from 60K tomorrow, but I say we initiate that dump. How will I know, in my opinion, that we are breaking out or breaking down? How will I know if we're breaking out or breaking down? What to me, what would confirm either one of those scenarios, okay? So to me, we would be confirmed. Let me show you. I'm going to draw a line on the chart here. First of all, I've already told you I think a weekly close above this 74K, right? Weekly close above 74K confirms to me that all of this is invalidated. I don't like that purple. Why is it not yellow? It's always yellow. There we go. Bothers me. I'm OCD. All right, so I think a weekly candle close above this, invalidates this structure, and I think we move higher. I mean, I don't think we go to 100K. I just think we probably then just chop around here, and maybe several months down the road we come swoop the low, but I think this fractal is invalidated with a weekly candle close above 74K. I think let me throw another line on here for you. I think a daily candle close. You see all these kind of candle closes right here where you just couldn't close a candle below this? About 65.7. You got a couple of wicks. A daily candle close below 65.7K. I believe a daily candle close below about 65.7. Okay? Activates or confirms this fractal, and I think we look for the sub 60K move, okay? So those are your lines. We got 74K on a weekly. I know it's terrible writing, and we got 65.7K on a daily, okay? Closing basis. If you get one of these two, in my opinion, we're going sub 60K or 74K weekly candle close, and this is invalidated. In best case scenario, we just chop around here for several more months. Thanos, morning, bro. Thanos, so far everybody in here is in the trade from this morning. Did you get in? Carrie Benz is in, Salt Chain is in, Max is in, John's in, I'm in. Up 600 bucks currently. Trade given this morning in the crew. Hope you got in, bro. So again, we expected this move. And how did I get into the trade, guys? I'll show you how I got into the trade. First of all, I was looking for this move up, okay? Based upon the fractal, which I hate fractal trading, but we haven't deviated from the fractal yet, so why not? We had the descending level of resistance from the previous fractal, playing spot on, so we expected to move up kind of into this descending line right here, right? It's exact so far. Then when we came up here today, let's drop to a lower time frame. Let's go to the hourly. All right, knowing that I'm looking for that move to begin with, I just fibbed it, guys. That's all. It's just that simple. I fibbed it, okay? I fibbed it. 702 rejection. We kind of came up to my favorite zone, guys. You know my favorite zone. It's between the 702. A lot of people like the golden pocket. I like the golden pocket. But my favorite is the 702 to 786. Came up there, found the reaction. I took the trade. We came up there with, I'm on the 3-minute time frame. Came up there with nice little 3-minute divergences. So I took the trade. Simple as that. Took the trade. I quickly took profit. $165 profit. My stop loss is above the 786, just above the 786. Quickly took profit to guarantee me a winning trade, and now I'm straight profit. Everything from here on out is profit. No matter what happens, I cannot lose this trade. Well, Anthony, you close 50% of your trade. You know, that's a lot. When you close 50% of your trade. And I covered this in the beginning, but it's because I don't care. It's because I don't care. I don't care. I would rather have a stress-free, I don't care what happens. I don't care if I get stopped out. I don't care what happens. It's a guaranteed winning trade. And I don't need to make that much money on this trade because I'm still short from 73.5. So this is extra. This is bonus. This is bonus. This is free bonus money. So I don't need to stay 100% in my position. I'd rather have a stress-free trade to where I'm not giving back profit. It's stress-free. I don't care what happens. I literally don't care if I get stopped out. Do I want to get stopped out? No, I don't. But if I do, I do. I don't lose any money, and I'm still making profit on this trade here. So that's the benefit of not closing your trades too soon. If we're headed down to 60K, I can stay in this trade and make profit the whole way, and I can take 100 other scalp trades between here and there that I make profit on stress-free because I'm still in this dang trade making profit. So good trade so far. Oh, check it out, Thanos. I got my things fixed, my chat things fixed. Dang, I missed it, but still on my trade from a few days ago. Oh, man. Dude, this is a good trade this morning. All right, no worries. There's plenty of other opportunities. Plenty of other opportunities. I'm going to show you guys something. I showed the crew last night, but I'm going to show the rest of you something in just a minute you probably haven't seen before, and hence the title of the thumbnail. Before I do that, go ahead and hit up that chat poll in chat. Give us a thumbs up if you don't mind. We would appreciate it. If you want to take these trades and you missed this trade this morning, you are not a part of the crew, go to AnthonyLeeCrypto.com. Here it is, the website. You can scroll around up at the top, VIP Discord. Click that tab. You can join the VIP Discord and get all of my trades in advance. And if I don't, like this trade this morning was not in advance. It just kind of came up. But I did give it real time exactly as I took it. Exactly as I took it right here. Just took a scalp short, blah, blah, blah. I said when I TP'd for how much of my trade and where my stop loss was. So I gave it in real time in this one. Okay, but the bigger trades are given in advance for the most part. Haltborn gives a very enthusiastic thumbs up. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. By the way, I shaved off a little more of my scalp trade. I shaved off 20% more. We secured another $200. So we're now at $365. So even if I get stopped out now, I still make $200 on this trade if I get stopped out. I know you're not going to retire on that, but whatever. It's free money. I bounced around the idea. So I posted this in the general Discord today, which I don't usually post because nobody ever interacts for some reason. A lot of interaction in the VIP Discord, but you know, I give you guys my trades in advance all the time, and I tell you when I take them. But, and again, I'm not knocking anybody who doesn't take my trades, but I'm very profitable, so, you know, do with that what you will. But I'm entertaining the idea, I've never done this before, of reaching out to MEXC or KCEX and signing up as a copy trader so you would be able to copy my trades. And I don't know if you know how copy trading works. But, like, if I take a trade, so you would sign up under me. I mean, you would just go, like, click. Like, yeah, I want to follow this copy. I want to copy this trader. Boom. And if I'm trading with a $10,000 account, that doesn't mean you have to. You can trade with a $10 account or a $1,000 account or a $100,000 account, whatever. The point is, whatever margin you set, if you have 100, excuse me, if you have 10,000 in your account, you can only designate if you choose, like, 2,000 to this particular copy trader, okay? So whenever I enter a trade, whatever you set as your account that you're willing to use would enter upon my entry, okay? And as I take profit, the bot would automatically take profit for you. And as I exit the trade, you know, your trade will automatically be closed. You set the parameters. I don't go into your account. I don't have access to your account or your money or anything. I do my own account. And if I make 100% on a trade, let's say I make 100% profit. If I'm trading a $10,000 account, I make 10 grand. If you're trading a $5,000 account, you make 5 grand. You know, things like that. So you make whatever percentage that I make, right? Does that make sense? But you may not make as much as I do, or you make more than I do, depending on the account size you're using. So this way you don't have any excuse not to take my trades. You have to take my trades. I don't know, if not enough people are interested, then I'm not going to fool with it because it is a lot more work. But I don't mind. You know, I want you guys to be profitable. So if you are sitting there kicking yourself because you're taking these bad trades and you're not taking my trades and you're seeing my profits and you're wishing you could take them, well, I never want to manage your money. You know, I'm never going to ask you for money. But this way, as a copy trader, you can go follow my trades, and then the bot, the MEXC or KCEX or whatever exchange we use, that bot automatically does it for you. So just an idea. If you're interested, let me know. If not, then I'm not even going to fool with it. So just an idea, guys. I just want you to be profitable. That is all. All right, let's move on. I want to show you. So we've looked at this chart already this morning. I'm going to take this stuff off, and I'm going to show you something new. Let's take a look at the poll first, though. Let's see. Salt Chain says, so we don't have to monitor it at all. It just does it automatically. Yeah, it does it automatically. You sign up under me. You decide how much of your account you want to use. You can use it all. You can use half of it. You can use whatever. Whatever. That's on you. And you sign up under me. You just click. I mean, it's not like you signed some legally binding mortgage type document, right? You just click and sign up under me. And then when I enter a trade, your account is automatically triggered for that same trade. Again, you're not automatically triggered for the same amount that I am. If I'm using 100 grand and you only want to use 1,000, then you're entered for 1,000. If I make 30% on the trade, you're going to make 30% of your $1,000. So, and you can set your drawdown amount. Like if I'm willing to go 2% in the drawdown and you're only willing to go 1%, then you can set that. So if I let my but I wouldn't advise that. That's what a lot of you are doing wrong, at least in the Discord that I've noticed, is setting the bad stop loss. I'm not trying to lose money, so I'm not saying I win every trade. I don't, but I'm not trying to give it all back on one trade. So if I go 2% in drawdown, there's a reason that I allowed that trade to go 2% in drawdown, and if I lose it, I'll lose it. I will make it back on the next trade, that and then some. So if you're going to copy somebody, you might as well copy them all the way, especially if they're a profitable trader, okay? Like I'm aware that I might lose 2% every now and then, and that's cool because I'm going to make 40% on the next trade. But if you're not willing to lose that 2%, and I'm just making up a number, 2%, and you're only willing to lose 1%, well, gosh, you might lose 40 trades at 1%. Then you've lost 40% versus losing 1 or 2 trades at 2%. And the rest being winners because you didn't allow the drawdown that you need to allow. We discussed this in detail yesterday on the VIP stream. Stop loss areas. Anyway, just an idea. I'm just floating that for you guys. If you're not interested, cool. No hard feelings, no worries. I'm just thinking of ways to help you guys get in these trades that I'm taking because I'm raking in big dollars, guys, and I'm seeing a lot of you not. And I'm like, how are you not? Like, you literally have my trades. So you should be making the exact same thing I'm making, at least percentage-wise. I understand if you're not trading the same size account, or maybe you're trading bigger. Some of you trade a bigger account than I do. I rarely trade bigger than $5,000. Rarely. On occasion, but rarely. And some of you are trading much more than that. So you should be making much more than I'm making on my trades. So yeah, and you don't have to worry about where to take profit. As soon as I click, TP1, boom, yours TP1's too. As soon as I click TP2, boom. As soon as I move my stop loss, like if I have a stop up here, above the previous high, and at some point I TP 1 or 2, and then I move mine to entry, your stop is automatically, it does exactly what I do. So whatever I make, you will make percentage-wise. Just an idea. Thanos is up for it. Salt Chain is, let us know when you have that set up. I'm super interested in following your trades like that. Yeah, I would just encourage you, if I do this, just try it. Try it for a week or two. If I'm not doing, if you're copying me and those trades are not doing better than you do on your own, then stop. But if you're making a lot more money by copying me, there you go. And I understand some of you want to learn to trade on your own, and that's cool. That's what we're teaching you guys for. But in the meantime, build up your account by following somebody who's making a big profit while you learn, so that whenever you're ready, your account's not gone. Right? Just an idea. Just an idea. All right, guys. So let's look at this chart. Fractal's playing out perfectly so far. You know the invalidation points. Those are the white lines up top, okay? Weekly close above 74K. Weekly close above 74K. I invalidate this fractal, okay? It doesn't mean we're headed up anywhere. I really just think it means we chop for longer. Daily close below 65.7. Daily close below 65.7, and I think we had sub 60K, okay? Daily close below that, and I think here we go. All right. I do think we start the move one way or the other. I'm strongly leaning towards to the downside, but I think we start that move tomorrow based upon these massive news reports all piled up in one day. I think this is the catalyst, okay? Now let me hide some of the stuff, and I'm going to show you the chart that I posted to Discord, but nobody else has seen. I'm going to go to the 10-day time frame, and this is the thumbnail of the video. Thank you, Miss Catherine Lee, a.k.a. Jane International, for making my thumbnails every single morning. She makes the thumbnails for you guys. If it were up to me to make thumbnails for you guys, there would be no thumbnail whatsoever. I'm not good at technicals. I'm good at technical analysis. I am not good at technology technicals. There would be no thumbnail. So thank you for doing that. All right, I'm on the 10-day time frame, okay, guys? 10-day time frame, I'm on the Bitstamp chart because it has the most history for Bitcoin, so we can see all the way back to the beginning. And I have these four orange arrows. Okay, and the EMAs that I have on the chart, the EMAs, let's go over those real quick, and then we'll tell you what's what. The yellow EMA is the 21. So all this is on the set to the 10-day. The candles are set to the 10-day, and the EMAs are set to the 10-day. So we have the 21 EMA. The green is the 55 EMA, and the purple is the 200 SMA, okay? Normally I don't like SMAs, but I was trying to find something that had a little bit of confluence, and the EMA just didn't. Maybe a 300 EMA. I didn't try that. Maybe a 300 EMA. Let me look at that real quick, and then I'm going to come right back to this. I'm not getting too far off, I promise. Let's make this red. It doesn't go back far enough. It doesn't go back far enough. All right, 200 SMA has got to be. So anyway, when we get this 10-day 21 crossing the 55, looking at it back here in 2015, okay? When we got this cross, you can see where I'm going to zoom in on it a little bit more. We got the cross right here. The very next 10-day candle, boom, big move to the downside. Wick below the 200 SMA, but ultimate bottom. This was your bottom. The first candle post-cross, okay? See that? The first candle post-cross. Boom, 2015, okay? Let's move on to 2018. You get the cross right here. Boom. Get the cross right there. Boom. The next candle right there. You didn't come down to the 200 SMA this time, but you did get a big move down here on the cross. I say big move. It's about 10%. Regardless, doesn't matter what the percentage is. Regardless, in that 10-day candle, the first 10-day candle post-cross, you set the low, the ultimate low. That was it, the bottom, bear market bottom. Okay, that's the point, right? Bear market bottom on that candle, bear market bottom on that candle, okay? Let's fast forward. 2022. Kind of got a little anomaly exception here, but nonetheless, doesn't matter. Look, you get the cross, boom, next candle down. You get the cross going on. It's kind of hard to see, but if you zoom in here, you got the cross, that candle. See, the cross is on this candle, right? You open this candle with the cross. Big move down to the 200 SMA, bear market bottom. And I know what you're saying, and we've gone over this, and fair enough, right? Fair enough. You technically set a low here. It's a few months later. This was FTX. This candle right here was FTX scandal. FTX went under. They stole everybody's money. They dumped the market on you. He went to prison. You know the story. This was a scandal candle. That rhymes. Scandal candle. This was a scandal candle, okay? If not for this, and fair enough, it happened. I acknowledge, okay? I concede that you set a technical bottom here. And really, let's see what was that bottom. 15.6, and this one here was 17.6. So $2,000 lower. Whoa, $2,000. But it happened. I get it. But if not for the scandal candle, this is your bottom. Either way, you got a massive freaking dump on this candle, right? On this cross, you got a massive dump. Same as the other three cycles. To the 200 SMA, the bottom within that 10-day candle. So here we are. Zoom in for those of you who can't see it. We got the cross yesterday. This is the first candle post-cross. We are 13 hours into this post-cross candle. Okay? What are we expecting? First of all, we have the fractal that indicates we're going lower now. Anyway, right? We have the fractal from last cycle that is so far spot on. Now we have this cross to add to the confluence. What would we expect? To move down, the 200 SMAs coming in right at 54K. About 54.5K. 54.2K. Okay, do we have any targets there? What do you know? What do you know? We have targets right there. Our big box here, some 52K to 55K, okay? 54.2K is right in there, okay? We do have a big target there. Matter of fact, that's a very good target. 54.2K, could we go lower? Yeah, do we have to go that low? No, we don't have to. However, this indicates all previous times that this current 10-day candle that and again, we still have 9.5 days left on it. It doesn't mean we go straight down. One of these candles, we actually went up, I think, a fair amount. Let's see. Yeah. This candle right here, this purple candle right here, we actually went up 6% before going down and setting that low. So we could go up. We could fake out to the upside. As long as we don't get that weekly candle close above 74K, I still think this plays out. But we could certainly go up. We could have those news reports tomorrow come in bullish, right? I don't think this happens, but it could. We get up those news reports come in bullish. We come up, take out that high, and then come down. Could certainly happen. It's happened before. Matter of fact, it happened not too long ago. Oops. Not too long ago. We've looked at this, but this is the fractal, the price action just before the price action ran. And look how similar that looks. Look how similar that looks. You came down, set a low, you came up, set a high, chopped around, took out this high, swooped down just like we're doing now, and instead of rolling over here, you actually took that high before rolling over. So same thing. Came down, came up, set a high, chopped around, came up, swooped the high, swooped that high. Now we're swooping down, and we expect, based upon the fractal, to roll down. But last time we did this, we came and took this high before rolling down. So if we have bullish news, we could actually take that high and then move down and still be on track for this 10-day dump. No problem. The fractal would be invalidated, but it doesn't mean the low can't still come in this month. What else do we have? We have our March stats. These have been on here since March the 1st, where we expect this. And what do you know? The average statistical move to the downside in March would have us right down here about 56K. That's pretty close to 54.5. So you're coming into that area. More and more signs are pointing to that $55,000, $54,000, $56,000 area, right? More and more signals. You got the 200 SMA there. You got the historical March statistics there. You've got our fractal, which I have got cluttered up here. You got our fractal pointing there. What else, guys? What else? We've got this chart. We've been looking at this chart. This is the big bear leg cross that we've been tracking for a few months now. We are now on day 51. Previously, it took 40 days and 48 days to get this breakdown. We're on day 51. We knew this would take a little bit longer because of the amount of chop we had before. However, one of the reasons this is taking a little longer, if you look from this bounce area where I have the blue line to this bounce area in 2022, from the cross to that bounce last time only took 3 days. 3 days. From the cross to the bounce this time took 17 days. So 2 extra weeks. So to 2 extra weeks to get to this fractal, to get to this price action, right? To get to this price action took 2 extra weeks. So it would make sense it might take a little longer to break through it. It doesn't mean we're behind schedule in this area. We're not behind schedule. It just took us longer to get to this area, right? Like this area right here, that area right there took us longer to get to. That was longer than this little like 3 days right here. It took us longer to get here. But this time right here, the time spent here is not any longer. Even though the days look longer, it's just because we got there 2 weeks sooner. Does that make sense? So we are right on track, guys. Nothing is invalidated yet. I'll take your questions if you have any questions now, but we're not done. So March statistics playing out. We're still looking for that low. We were looking for down only. Or not necessarily down only, but we're looking for a negative closing March because that is the 100% stat. That when you open March to the high side, 100% of the time you finish negatively. And inversely, when you've opened March to the low, you have finished 100% of the time with a positive closing March. That doesn't mean straight line down. I mean, you could chop around here, but it does mean negative March. And as of now, I can't even see the color of this candle. Let's go here. As of now, we have a green. It looks white, but it's a green candle. We have a positive March as of now. This will not stand in my opinion. Got to get below 66.9 for that candle to turn red. So that's what we expect. So if you keep closing your shorts, guys, not financial advice, I could be wrong, this could be invalidated. If you keep closing your shorts, then you are going against every shred of analysis that we have, every single one of them. There's not one shred of analysis that tells me we're going higher. So if you keep closing your shorts, then you're taking low probability chances. And if anybody's got anything that suggests historically or with current crosses, current analysis, anybody's got anything that suggests we're going higher, I'm all ears. But everything I presented to you suggests lower. So if you're closing your shorts, then that means you're actually betting on low probability rather than sticking with the high probability that you already have. You can't be spooked, guys. People get spooked. I used to get spooked a lot. I still get spooked sometimes. Take trade here. I took trade here. I'm in this trade here. No, I'm not. I'm in this trade here. Okay? I was in this trade. Now I'm in this trade. I closed this trade. I did take this trade, but I closed it. Anyway, so I'm in this trade here. I've closed half of it, right? Y'all know this. I've shown you this. Came way down here, way down here. And now we start bouncing. Oh my gosh, I'm spooked. I'm going to close my trade. No. Why? That is low probability. Everything I've showed you says high probability is this. Every single thing I showed you. So if you're bouncing here and you're getting spooked and closing your trade, great, you may profit. I'm happy for you. But then the problem is you're trying to get back in the trade 15 other times in here. And why? You had the damn trade from here. And every bit of analysis says we're going here or even here. And you're closing somewhere, which means you don't believe in your analysis. And that's key number one to being a profitable trader. You have to trust your analysis. I know it sucks. I know it sucks to get down here and say you're up $5,000 on this right there. And then you get back up here and now you're only up $2,000. You feel like you just lost $3,000. And that's fine. If you don't like trading that way, take your $5,000 and run by all means. Okay? But don't kick yourself later when you could have made $10,000 right here, because what you're going to try to do, you're going to get up here and you'll be like, oh God, I screwed up. I closed this for $5,000, which is amazing. That's great. Good trade. But then you're going to get wrecked trying to re-enter this 10 different times, because now guys, you're middle of the range trading. There's your high, there's your low, you're in the middle, you're middle of the range trading. You're getting chopped up versus staying in your high probability trades at the high and low. Once you get in a trade at the high, if you're shorting, right, like I'm short here, once you get into this trade, I mean, not financial advice. Take profit if you want to take profit. Close the trade if you want to close the trade. But then start looking for reasons to get out of the trade. Not reasons to stay in the trade. Trust me. Trust me. This is slight, but it's important. Okay? I'm in this trade. I'm up. I'm up much more than that. But I was up. Say I'm up $5,000 there. We start to bounce. What are my reasons to get out of this trade? Look at your analysis. What are the reasons to get out of the trade? Try to convince yourself a good reason or multiple to get out of the trade, okay? Trust me. Not reasons to stay in the trade, because you want this trade to continue down, okay? That's what you want. So if you're trying to convince yourself of reasons to stay in, that's not hard to do, because we can easily convince ourselves to do what we project price to do. We don't want to do that. I want to look at this and say, why should I get out of this trade? Where's the reason? Like, I really want to actively look because I want to close the trade and take my money. Okay. Does the fractal tell me that I should get out of my trade? No. Okay. Can't use that one. Okay. Does the March stats tell me I should get out of my trade? No. Okay. March stats. I got the high. March stats tell me to go low. Okay. No. So I can't use that to get out of the trade. Does the days to the bottom tell me I should get out of trade? No, it looks like we should be headed down according to these historical days. Okay. Well, gosh. Does our 10-day EMA cross tell me that we're going up and I should get out of the trade? No, it doesn't either. I can't find a reason to tell me to get out of this trade. I can't find one. Okay? So I'm not going to close the trade. I'm just going to accept the little bounce because I can't find anything legit that tells me we're not headed lower. If I could find one thing that says we're headed higher, I would close this trade and take my profit, okay? But if you can't find that reason, then why are you closing the trade? Because we get a little bit of a bounce, right? I mean, look. I mean, even this big trade here. I mean, look at this big trade. You still got bounces along the way, right? You still got bounces along the way. But could you find a reason here or here or here to get out of the trade? I don't really remember, but probably not. So don't be afraid of the bounces. Stay in your trade until you can find a good reason to get out. Now, could you get stopped out here? Yeah, absolutely you can. Anything can happen. I get it. That's just going to happen sometimes. But most of the time, you can find reasons why that might happen. And thus far, I can't find a reason that anybody should have closed their short trades yet. Not one reason can I find. So just maybe just a little psychological approach in the future. Instead of looking for reasons to stay in your trade, look for reasons to get out. And if you can't find them, then stay in. And again, if you find them and they're looking strong reasons, or even coin flip. You know, I don't want to coin flip with my money. But right now, I find 100% reasons to stay in the trade as of now. Unless I'm missing something. But I don't think I am. And even if I am, I've secured over 10 grand in the last week, which I showed you guys yesterday. Over 10 grand secured. I'm okay. If I get stopped out up here, I'm okay. Cool. Cool. Questions on that, guys? So if all this holds true, guys, long since before we got this cross yesterday, which every time we've gotten that cross, every single time has marked the ultimate bottom within the next 10-day candle. We are 13 hours into that 10-day candle, okay? So our bottom, our ultimate bottom, has always historically come within this current candle we are in. What was yesterday? Wednesday? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So by next Saturday, we should be at our bottom. At least according to historical stats. We should be at our bottom by next Saturday. Be careful with your alts. If Bitcoin breaks that 65.7, closes below there, if Bitcoin closes below 65.7, your alts are fixing to get annihilated. Careful. Don't be fearful of that, though. That means within 10 days, you should have the best buying opportunity you're going to get for alts or Bitcoin for the next 3 years. 4 years. Maybe ever. Bitcoin comes to 50K. Let's just say it may never come to 50K again. In fact, it probably won't. Because it has never returned to bear market lows before. And if that's going to be our bear market low, it will probably never return to there. So be encouraged, be hopeful. Like, wow, within the next 10 days, we could get the best price that we will ever get for Bitcoin again. Ever. I don't know if it's going to be 50K. Might be 55K. Might be 42K. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The point is we should get it in the next 10 days, according to historical data. Now, can that stat be wrong? I understand it's only 4 iterations. But we're batting 4 for 4 on it so far. Could it be wrong? Could we move down the next 10 days and then chop, and swoop later in the year? Sure we can. It's never happened before, but it can. Either way, even if we swooped it later in the year, I don't think it would be by much. So you should be in the next 10 days about to get the best price you will ever, and I do mean ever, get on Bitcoin again. I mean, you know, who knows? 15 years from now, Bitcoin could crash down to 10K. I don't know. But you get the point. So I am not like, oh, hell, here we go, lower prices. I'm like, hell yes. Best time to buy and coming in the next 10 days, 9 days and 11 hours. Bring it on. Like, I'm stoked for this. Like, this is the exciting stuff. People love tops. That's the problem with people. People love tops. and they fear bottoms. And I'm like, what? Bottoms is where you make the money. Gosh. Why are you so excited up here? Why are people so excited up here? How much you think? What do you think, you're going to make any money up here? No, you're only going to lose. I mean, eventually, yeah, if you hodl long enough, you're probably going to make some money, sure. This is where you load up to make your money. This is exciting. It's like, all right, here we go. This is the exciting stuff, y'all. People hate it, though. I don't understand. It's so backwards. It's because when you get here, and you'll see, when we get to this bottom, it's going to be scary. When you get to this bottom in the next couple weeks, it's going to be scary. But when you get here, and you'll see if you've never been through this, you're going to think it's going there. But it's not. But by the time you get here, everybody's going to be, by the time you get here, if this is the bottom, let's just say everybody's going to start to panic. All your little YouTubers that don't know anything, a lot of them are good. I'm not knocking them all. The good ones will be saying, I'm buying now. But a lot of them will be like, oh, gosh, we lost the 200 SMA. Here we go. Next stop, 20K. Doom and gloom. Don't listen to that nonsense. Don't listen to that nonsense. Those are scared little traders. And the people that are saying that on YouTube, you should unfollow immediately because they will guide you. They're the guys that tell you to buy the tops. Oh, we're at the top. We pull back 5%. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Oh, God, we're going to 20K. They're wrong every step of the way. About the only time they're right is halfway through the cycle, through the bull market. That's about the only time they're ever right. They're wrong here, and here they're like, yeah, just by sheer timing, we can't be done yet. Buy the dip. And then they look like heroes. Pay attention, and you'll see what I'm saying. I'm telling you, the time for buying is coming within the next couple weeks. Now, I don't think we just rip out of here. You already know my plan. You already know my plan. This has been on here. It's been on here. You already know my plan. Boom. You already know my plan. So far, it was playing out perfectly. I think we come back up and chop around for 4, 5, 6 months. And then pull up and out of there. This timing is not correct. This is just an illustration. I think we chop longer. I think we chop all the way through the summer. Probably pull out late August, early September, start pulling out. That doesn't mean straight moon chop. But just we grind for 5, 6 months. And then start working our way up before we get the big run. This has been on here for a long, long time. If you have anybody new here, we've been calling for this for a long, long time. Long before price is where it is now, we've been calling for these moves. I've had this circles chart on here for a long time. We're in circle 8 now. Circle 8, circle 7 and 8 were here before price ever got there. Okay, we've moved down at each one. Now I'm expecting the final move down into circle 9. Okay, so we've been looking at this for a long, long time, which means we've had a plan. We got a plan, and so far our plan is playing out perfectly. And again, I can't find anything. If I'm sitting here thinking, show me something to get me off of this plan, I can't find anything yet. Salt Chain, how high do I think Bitcoin to go in the next bull run? Wow, that's a great question. Part of that depends. I can ballpark you, but it's impossible to tell you that without knowing how low it's going to go this cycle. But if we assume it's going to top out somewhere around 48 to 55K. I mean, this would change if we go to 20K, okay? But I'm going to assume it doesn't go there. I would look for, you guys probably aren't going to like my answer, but I don't even think we touch 200K. I think we come right up on it. Everybody and their mother is going to be calling for 200K, 250. And I know no matter what people are calling for, that 200K is a nice, big, juicy psychological number. And I just kind of think it gets front ran. I could see something like 185, 195, something like that, which isn't bad. You get the law of diminished returns, right? Law of diminished returns. Let's say we come to 50. Let's just say we come to 50K. Let's keep it nice and round. 50K. About a 3x. About a 3x. This cycle. Got about a 7x this cycle. Cycle before that, got a 21x. These are approximate. I understand they may be slightly off, but pretty damn close. What is that, 126x? Is that correct? We'll just do it like this. 1,200%, 12,000% rather. 12,000%. I'm having like mental math problems. 2,200%. 700%, and I know it's just, these are approximation, rounded off approximations. Clear, massive diminished returns. So I just 300%. That's what I like. That's what I like. So for anybody that's going to be calling for like 500K, you're going to hear a lot of 500K crap, okay? If we come to 50K, okay, 500K would be 1,000%, a 10x, which means next cycle would have to perform better than current cycle that did a 700, right? That means it does perform better, and that is just not the trend. That doesn't even make sense. Could it happen? Absolutely. Anything can happen. Will it happen? Probably not. I don't think you see 200K. I think everybody is going to get wrecked. You know how that goes? Everybody. It's going to be, you're going to get up to 180, 185, 190, and here comes 200K. I got my sell already in at $200,000 because people who don't know any better like to use round even numbers, but professionals front run things so that you don't get paid, right? And you can see it already. You can see it already. I don't know if this will happen, but you come up, 190K, here comes 200K, and I know I'm past 200K, just follow me. Here comes, there's 200K. Here comes 200K, here comes 200K, here comes 200K. Oh, we're going to go, 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 we're going to go. Shit. They're selling at 150K because they didn't take 195K. You already know how this goes. And that's my prediction. I'm going to call for something very similar to that. And a lot of people get front ran, and they think it's just a dip. We're going to dip and then rip to 200K, and it never happens. Not next cycle anyway. That's my prediction. Could I be wrong? Sure. I would love to be wrong because I'm going to try to leverage long the bottom. I would love to be wrong. The higher it goes, and I'm going to try to hold one. I'm going to put in at least 2 trades at the bottom. One of them I'm going to try to hold for like 2 years to the top. I'm going to try. If I get stopped, I get stopped. If I get excited and take profits somewhere along the way and close the trades, then that's what I do, but I'm going to try. So the higher it goes, the more I make. I would love to be wrong. This is what I'm calling for. West Coast. Bro, what's up, man? What's up, dude? I'm curious as to what y'all think, guys. I know it's a little early, and we'll do this later in a year or two, but if you will, anybody still in here, throw in your bull market prediction for next cycle. You think I'm wrong and we go higher? There's still a lot of room between 300 and 700, so you could still go up 400, 500, 600% and still fit under the law of diminishing returns. That's just my prediction. But go ahead and let me know in chat, if you will. What are your predictions? What are your predictions? John says 198K. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think people are kind of getting hip to the front run of things. So a lot of the people who normally would be 200K are probably going to go 198. So I personally would see them checking up before that. I think they front run the front runners. I see something like 195, 196. Max says 175. Hogborn's never really thought about it, but here's your chance to think about it, brother. You're going to hear a lot of people calling for a lot of random things. I'll tell you, I didn't have a channel then, but Max and John at least, and I trade with several folks locally who are not in Discord, but they just like text me and we trade. I've been doing it for years, and everybody will vouch. I missed it, but when we were down at like 17, 16K, okay? I'm serious. I didn't have a Discord then. I have a channel then. Well, otherwise, but I'm telling you, I could probably go find some text. In fact, I will try to find some text and show you guys because I know people don't believe anything anybody says. But we were down here. I called for 118.5 as the top. And everybody, when they started talking about bull run, I mean, was talking 200K, 250, 500. I called for 118.5, and I know we went to 126, but that's pretty damn good from $15,000. I think I called for 118, and yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I called for 118.5. Right there. That's what I called the top. I called that from when we were down around, I think we're down around, I think it was right in this first dump. This dump that we're looking for now. We went to 17.5 or so. I believe that's when I called because I thought that was the bottom. I didn't anticipate the FTX scandal. I thought that for me that was the bottom. I called that bottom. Again, we get the scandal. Came back, went a little lower, but I called that bottom, and I predicted 118.5 as the top at that time. Same concept. I really was looking for 125-ish. I knew that was a nice, juicy number, and I thought that would get front ran. Of course, we exceeded that, went to 126, but same principle. I had some other things, some other technicals that I was putting on. I think like I don't remember. But I call for the West Coast is 196. That carry bin's getting all specific, 183.7. You want to break that down into pennies for us? I'm just kidding. 183. Yeah, I think everybody's right there. I mean, it's just a law of diminished returns. So many people still think you have 12,000, 50,000% rallies, and you don't. Those days are over. Those days are over, in my opinion. Anything could happen. China and U.S. could both come out and say Bitcoin's our new national currency, and this thing could rip up to $1 million. I just don't think so. I mean, gosh, guys, look. From the beginning, if you went up to right at 200K, I mean, that is a 9 million. Wrap your head around it. 9 million% return, which means if you bought $1 of Bitcoin, $1 freaking dollar of Bitcoin in the beginning, $1, you would have $9 million from one freaking dollar back in 2011. How much more return do you want? That's insane. That is insane. You give me $1 today, and what was the top going to be? 2027, 2028, whenever it is. You give me $1 today, and in 15 years, I give you $9 million. Where do I sign up? Please. I mean, come on. That is insane. Nobody expected that. Nobody knew that, but that's literally what happened. Give me $1 a day, and in 15 years, I'm going to give you $9 million back. Everybody would have thought you're smoking crack. That's what happened. I just showed you. Can't deny the percentage. That's if we go to 200K. But even as is, from that bottom to 126K current high, 5.5 million. Okay, give me $1 today, and in 15 years, I'm going to give you $5.5 million. You're smoking crack. But that's what happened. Percentages right there. That is what happened. So imagine if you, that's 5.5 million. Imagine if you put $100 in Bitcoin back then. You'd have 5.5 times 100. You'd have $500 million from a $100 investment. Crazy. Those days are over, guys. Ooh, getting a big fetch sell signal here. I think. There it is. Okay, send me down, baby. We were way too high. It's unconfirmed. Unconfirmed. When's the last time? Oh, it just ticked off. If this comes back on and confirms, here's the last sell signal. No. Let me see if I can find the last 4-hour sell signal on fetch. Here it is. I'm not talking Alexander. It's different. Right there. I think it's the last one I see. It's unconfirmed, but what did it give us? Total of about a 10% move down. But actually that started, I understand you came back a little higher, but that was really kind of what started this. It took a long time, but you got it there, and ultimately you wound up with a 55% jump. I'm not thinking you'll get a 55, but it did give us a 10% dump over the next day. And you can see we're flashing it right now. Unconfirmed. It'll confirm in an hour and a half. Let's look at the time before that. I've told you about these signals before. We got this in Bitcoin at 98K, and I told you, I remember. We were live. I took this trade. You remember this, guys? I know some of you remember this. I said, this is a very rare and powerful signal that just flashed on. I took this trade. I made thousands of dollars. Here's the time before it that we got this signal confirmed on fetch. I know some of you remember that. Time before you got it on fetch, 15% move in that candle, wound up with a 25% move down. This is a rare signal, so you got it in November of last year, and this one was January of this year. So every 2 or 3 months, you might get this signal, and it just flicked off, but it's trying to flash on here. Either way, fetch was at like 14 cents 2 days ago. Now it's at 16, so it needs to come down. Let's see. West Coast says, my friend's wife talked him out of buying $1,000 of Bitcoin when it was a few bucks. I hope he loves his wife. Pepperidge Farms. Yeah, that's right. Pepperidge Farms remembers. All right, guys, do you have any questions? We didn't do the VIP live yesterday. We did a long one, or today. We did a long one yesterday. I know it was educational. If you guys have any questions on that, go ahead and fire them off. Y'all let me know about the copy trading thing if you're not interested. Cool, no problem. Did we look at the poll? Let's look at the poll. Does this Bitcoin death cross play out? 90% of you say yes. I agree. They're divorced now. Good. Good. I don't say good. It's not good. But you know what I'm saying. Gosh, $1,000. You'd be a multi-billionaire if you'd done that, if you held it the whole time. Which very few people probably held it to 126K. I can tell you if I buy something like that at $2, I'm not holding it to 126K. Most people probably sold it like $10. 5x their money, great. All right, any questions, guys? We're in the bear cross, the final bear cross, the final death cross, in my opinion, is upon us. Nice, Carrie Benz. Nice. No one would have imagined it would get that high. No one would. Nope. 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 You'll probably never get an opportunity like that again in our lifetime. There'll probably never be anything that comes like this that does a 9,000,000% gain. And if there is, we probably won't hear about it. And if we do hear about it, we will think, nah, not possible. And we won't invest in until we FOMO in later, like we do now with Bitcoin. Oh, no, like 2 Bitcoins. Dang, bro. I had a Bitcoin one time that I lost. I used to buy things internationally. This has probably been 10 or 12 years ago. I bought I bought a Bitcoin for like $1,000. So whenever it was about $1,000. Probably back in here-ish. But back in here, in 2016 sometime. No, it was before that. It's probably back in 2013-ish. I bought a Bitcoin for about $1,000, $1,100. I had to buy something, and I was broke back then. Like, I didn't have much money. I had like $1,000. I mean, I had a little bit, a couple $1,000. That's all I had. I was broke. But this is kind of what got me into trading. But I bought a Bitcoin. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even know what a Bitcoin was, but this company that I bought from offered like a 20% discount if I paid with Bitcoin. I was like, what is a Bitcoin? I don't even remember what exchange it was on. But I bought a Bitcoin. It was like $1,000. I couldn't figure out how to send it. It was less than that. This was before that. I don't remember. I bought a little bit of Bitcoin. It was about $1,000 worth. So I think I had to buy a couple of Bitcoin. It had to have been back here. Bitcoin was like $300-400. Anyway, couldn't figure out how to send it. I abandoned that cause. I wound up sending them a Western Union Quick Collect instead. And I was like, well, I'll figure this Bitcoin thing out later. I have no idea what happened to Bitcoin. I'd never heard of it. I don't even know what happened to that exchange. I couldn't tell you the name of the exchange, but I know I had a couple of Bitcoins. It was about $1,000 worth, and it was way back here. 2013, 2014, somewhere in there. And I had no idea, and I still don't know what happened to them, and I don't know how to find them. I probably couldn't find them if I wanted to. If anybody has any idea how I can find those, I don't even know what exchange it was, but that would be great. I don't even know what email address I used. I'm assuming I used my email address because I've had it for 20 years, but yeah, it's true. It's true. A lot of companies like that, international companies will accept Bitcoin or USDT and offer you discounts. All right. What does that mean? Mails on Ledger Explorer. Hey, if you know how I can track those Bitcoin down, I would pay you. I'd pay you if you could track them down. It was about $1,000, $1,100 worth. And Bitcoin was not at $1,000 in, because I remember I had to buy multiple, or maybe not even 2 Bitcoin. Maybe it was like 1.6 Bitcoin, something like that. It was way back here, 2013, 2014. Bitcoin topped out at 1,100 then. I think it was before that. So I would have had to buy multiple somewhere in here, or maybe just after. It was right in here, 2013, 2014. Somewhere right in here I bought. About $1,100 worth. Back in the day, you know, I'm a workout guy, y'all. Back in the day, I'll just tell you, I don't care. I'll admit to my felonies. I used to buy like black market testosterone and stuff, and you get it from these companies overseas, and they take Bitcoin. And I'd always use this company, and now I have doctor prescribed testosterone, so I'm legal. But I would buy it here, and they always offer this Bitcoin discount. I was like, what the hell is a Bitcoin? Finally, I figured out how to get a Bitcoin, or however many it took to fulfill my order and send to them, but I couldn't figure out how to send. And so I just like, whatever, I'll figure it out later, and now is later. And I can't remember what exchange it was on. I can't remember how to get back to it. I have no idea, because I didn't know anything about it. I just know that I bought it. And so then I wound up sending them a quick collect, got my testosterone, and it was years later before I thought about, hey, I used to have some Bitcoin. That's all I remember. So that'd be good if I could get that. If you got any insight there, Carrie Benz, DM me, and I'll split it with you 50-50 if we can get it back. We can even hold it to next cycle, 200K. We'll split it 50-50. It was about $1,000 worth, so it goes to 200K. That'd be $200,000. I'll split it 50-50. You have to help me track it down, though. I don't even know where to start. All right. That's it, guys. I'm going to get out of here. We are headed to the other property. I'm dead serious. I'll split it with you. You have my word. You have my word. I'll never lie to you. You have my word. I'm a handshake guy. People are like, contracts. I understand that's illegal. I'm a handshake guy. If I shake your hand, virtual shake, I'll do it. I don't care if I want to be on the losing end of a deal. If I shake somebody's hand and say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, even if I lose in the deal, because my character is more important. So, point is, if you and your little, like, technical gaming hacker or whatever skills, I know you're very skilled at that stuff that I suck at, can help me find these Bitcoin, I will split it with you 50-50. You have my word. No big deal if you can't. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. We're headed to the other property today, so we'll be out this weekend. I'll still be available in Discord. This is our last trip out there before our move the last weekend of March. We'll be moving, and then we're there, so it's set. I won't be out anymore, but this is the last. We're going to do the last of a little bit of things we need to do to get the house ready, and that's it. So if y'all need me, holla. We are good trade this morning, guys. Let's look at the Bitcoin trade before we go. I have secured $365 on the trade, and I'm up another $390 right now unrealized. Bitcoin moving down. This looks good. Still unconfirmed is the fetch, but it is there. The 4-hour sell signal is there. I think. There it is. It is unconfirmed. It will confirm in an hour and a half, hopefully. We'll get the big move down. I think the rotation starts to the downside, guys. If you get back in this short, guys, stay in the short. DM me or post something in Discord if you're interested in the copy trading. I don't want to go do all this work to get set up and approved and all that if nobody's interested. But we make money. All right, guys. I love you guys. The Lord loves you. It's a good day. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll be in Discord. I'll be available all weekend if you need me. Holler at me, Carrie Benz. Let's make some money together, man.